Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for all signs for the 16th of July, which is on a Sunday. Sunday the 16th of July. I hope you're doing well. I have a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. It's a live twin flame read, but I also give 1-question readings in there. Now you can book in for one of those 1-question readings on my website, BeHealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below, and also one up there too. I will do your reading in the next live show right at the start, then send you the link to the replay. Alternatively, you can come live and then book while I'm live too. If you're interested in a private reading with me, they're available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below, and also one up there too. Get those out within 48 hours if you're ordering them. If you've got questions for your reading, then click on the Contact Us page after you've booked in, and you can put your questions in there. So what's in the energies for everybody today? Let's have a look. We have sharing your wisdom. You could be leading someone forward by telling someone your story or your wisdom, something that you recognize about them. You've got to be careful of that, right? Unsolicited advice and all of that kind of thing generally isn't a good idea, but sometimes we can plant those seeds and say the right thing at the right time to somebody. We've got threshold and imagination. Some of you could be on the verge of something, but it could be in your imagination. So you could feel like something is about to happen when actually it isn't. It's just in your imagination. So you might be feeling like something is about to happen and then it doesn't. Frustrating when that kind of thing happens, right? And chance. Allow the sea to wash its chest of wonders ashore. You never know what the tide might bring in. So this is suggesting that what we think is coming isn't coming, but leave it open. Something better could be coming. Something that is more right for you. Something that, yeah. Leave it up to chance. Okay, so tell us more. Tarot, what's in the energies today? We've got the Knight of Swords. There's a feeling that you want to dive into something, do something straight away. This could be what you think you're on the verge of, that's about to happen. I want to get that done kind of thing. I want to be in control of this. I think this would be the best thing for me next. It seems to be happening now. I want to do that. I'm not so sure that you'll be right if you're in that kind of an energy at the moment. High Priestess, there's some intuition going on. And sometimes we think it's our intuition, right? Sometimes we think it's our intuition when really it's our feelings and our grasping and all of that kind of stuff. And it's our imagination. Difference between intuition and imagination. Oh, that's a tricky one. That is a really tricky one. I haven't found that out in myself yet. Because it's very similar. It's like when I do the readings too. It's like, am I just imagining this? Because it's exactly the same. It feels exactly the same to me. Queen of Cups. This is the energy of receiving. Your time to receive now. Being open to receive. Oh, okay. So we've got the Sun, the World, and the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is often about somebody noticing you, someone watching you. Happiness, being happy and starting a new chapter here. So someone's noticing. If some of you are wanting to step into something at the moment to leave someone behind, they're noticing. Now that might be why it's in your imagination. Some of you might be in the energy of, I don't want to be on this path anymore. This path is hard with this person or whatever. I'm going to imagine something much better and I'm going to manifest that, go on this new path away from it. And this might be the universe saying, hang on, you can't just like sidestep your lessons and stuff like that. You can't just like manifest your way to something else because you don't like what's going on at the moment. The bypass kind of thing. You can't bypass this. Could be something around that today. So it can appear that we're doing something very positive and headed toward happiness, but what we're really trying to do is bypass something difficult. Knight of Swords. Tell us why the Knight of Swords is here. We want to rush into something because it's our wishes. So yes, it might well be that. And you might have heard law of attraction teachers saying, well, you can have anything, so just go for it. But there are some lessons and some stuff that we just can't get past that we actually need to go through. So just be careful about trying to avoid things that we actually need to be working through instead of trying to bypass it. What's behind this is new day. Yeah, there's that feeling of like, well, I'll just head to this new thing instead. This relationship is difficult, so I'll just get a new relationship instead. Or there's problems in my workplace, well, I'll just manifest something else instead. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make different decisions and leave people behind and all of that. You can. But generally, if we haven't worked through something, then we're just going to manifest the same thing again in the new circumstances. You can either work through something and then leave it, or you can leave it, then work through it. But leaving it and then going to something that you think is better and completely bypassing the stuff that you're in doesn't work. I tried. It doesn't work. I'm speaking from experience here. So High Priestess, you might think that this is intuition. Knight of Materials, but move slowly. Move slowly. Move slowly because you can't bypass lessons. They're going to come up. So you might as well move slowly rather than rush into something. Retreat energy is behind that. So yeah, not so fast today, not so fast, because it's our ego that wants to move on. Queen of Cups, be open to receive. So that, remember that chance card, it said, allow the sea to wash its chest of wonders ashore. You never know what the tide may bring in. Like, I'm not saying like, let's just coast along in our lives, never have goals or anything like that. Never, you know, use our free will to give ourselves direction. I'm not saying do that, but sometimes we can do that too much to avoid things. It's like that old adage of, are you running away from something or are you running towards something? When we're running away from something, our ego goes, oh no, I'm definitely running towards something. I'm not trying to run away from that thing. Oh no, I'm not doing that, you know. But then there's another thing too, because I remember like when I moved from the UK to Australia, I migrated long time ago. And I remember a guy that I was working for at the time, he said, you know, your problems, you'll get the same problems again where you're headed, right? And it was kind of right, but it kind of wasn't too, because what happened was I moved and then I dealt with the stuff. I couldn't deal with the stuff that was all around me in the UK while I was still in it. It's like healing from being with, in fact, it's exactly like healing from being in a relationship with a narcissist. You got to get out of that, and then the healing begins. Yeah, you don't leave your problems behind when you make new decisions, but sometimes it can give you the space to work through it once you're out of that, right? So I'm not saying like, no, you need to stay in it and heal it in that position, in where you're at, because oftentimes it's better to get out of it and then heal it. But getting out of it and then realizing that you need to heal it or go through it is very different than getting out of it and thinking that you can move on to something completely new. Anyway, Queen of Cups, what's this about? Being open and receptive. Ace of Voices, Two of Materials, Eight of Voices. So the Eight of Voices is that kind of trap that you're in, or whatever it is that you're in. Ace of Voices is about some kind of an aha for a new start. And then the Two of Materials, balancing them up. So it's just what I was talking about. Be open and receptive that yes, you can have something new, but yes, you're not really out of the old yet. And yes, you're going to have to work through, get yourself out of this trap. But yeah, you'll have ahas about that. And it's a balance of the two. You can move into something new and deal with the old and progress forward. But you're not going to take any giant leaps here because nobody ever can. What's behind that is sacred space. Yeah, so you can do it your way. You can have it your way. You can. Page of Swords, so somebody might be watching you trying to move on toward this happiness kind of thing. Move away from them. What's this? The High Priestess, intuition. Yeah, you might know it too. You might know it. You might know that someone's noticing that you're moving on here. It's all good though. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So this is a bit paranoid kind of an energy, like, oh God, they've noticed that I'm moving on. This is saying, don't worry about it. Keep going, keep going. What about our love lives? What about our love lives today? Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Some of you, that's your relationship with yourself as well. That must always come first. Speak your world into being. Say it as you want it to be. Because that's where you're headed. What else? We've got control. Some of you might be headed out of like a situation that's kind of been controlling you, especially with that, where was it? The Eight of Voices here. Setting yourself free from that. We've got support and regret. You could have regretted supporting someone because they've got some kind of control over you, some kind of a grasp over you. Yeah, so some of you might be getting out of a relationship that's no longer for you. Got withdrawal here, defensiveness, and then giving. That could be how you got into it, giving to somebody. Or they gave to you and you were susceptible to that as well. It was good to look back on when we got into relationships, if that's your story, with these energies today, of like what you were susceptible to then, what you were susceptible to. And would you still be susceptible to that? What else is in the energies today? We've got wealth. That's good. A fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Yikes. We've got bread, period of prosperity and abundance. More wealth. And a younger woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman. So think of a yes or no answer question, because I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag. I'm going to pull one of them out very shortly for your answer. But this is just a bit of fun because it's a general reading, not a personal reading. If you want me to pull one of these crystals out of my bag for a specific question you've got, and cards as well, then you might want to book in for one of those one question readings. There's a link in the description box below and also one up there too. I'll do it in the next live show right at the start and then send you the link to the replay to watch it back. Or come along live and book while I'm live. I can also use those in private readings as well, of course. Book yourself in for one of those. There's a link in the description box below and also one up there too. After you've booked in, click on the Contact Us page, put your questions for your reading in there. So how best to deal with these energies today? Judgment. It's your call. You're being led towards something new now. Yes, your intuition is right on that. But you might be thinking that you can take a major leap there. No, you can't do that. But you can head toward it slowly. Don't forget that balance of heading towards something new, toward your goals, but also clearing up what you're moving away from as well. All needs to be done, right? And if you've got that balance in mind, then you're making good decisions for yourself. So think of a yes or no answer question now. Pause the video if you're not ready for your answer. Your answer is yes. Go for it. There you go. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click on that subscribe button if you're new. And if this is, no, wrong video. I was going to say, if this is where you leave me, as if you're coming to a deeper dive with me. There's no deeper dives for these readings. But I do a daily energy update for the collective every single day of the year. I go live 3 times a week in that Psychic Cafe show where I give those mini reads. But come along sometime. I'd love to read for you. And I also make 3 Love Picker card reads a week as well. You can find one of those right there, right now, and watch that next if you want. Well, have the best day ever, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.